Pull up a stool and pour yourself a pint as you're about to join three intrepid drinkers, Kevin, Justin, and Mark, as they embark on another Beertastic voyage.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to our 2018 end-of-the-year holiday extravaganza edition of Beertastic Voyage. A Palooza. Absolute fest.
Yes.
A Palooza fest. My name's Kevin.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Justin. Palooza.
Thank you,
Justin Palooza?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a festival I'd like to go to.
Ooh. That was in my pants.
Festivals in his pants. Absolutely.
It's like when the power goes out in your house. Except it's in my pants.
Oh boy.
There you go.
We haven't even started drinking yet, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode number 1 for today.
There's definitely a... No, fuck it. I don't know.
It's gone.
I lost it.
Yeah, it's over.
All right, so we're going to drink a whole bunch of Black Friday today. We've got from Long Island Brewing Company. We've got a vertical going on. We've got 16, 17, and 18.
So I guess technically speaking, we're going to have some 2016 Black Friday, some 2017 Friday.
Yeah.
And some 2018 Black Friday. But fuck it, they're all Black Friday to us, and thank God Black Friday's back on the label.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm interested to see what goes on in this one because last year when we did this, we had 2 in bottles, 1 in cans. This year it's the reverse. It's 1 bottle and 2 cans. So I'm kind of interested to see if we got any change at all in the 17 from last year, it being in a can all year.
What's interesting to me about it, and I don't think we will get... I mean, I imagine it's going to change some, because there's always going to be oxygen ingress. I mean, as sealed as the cans are, I can only imagine has to be some tiny little bit. Yeah. However, I don't think you're going to get nearly the drastic change we will from bottles. But what's even cooler to me about it, now that they've gone to cans, and last year I was against the can thing because of the aging. Right. But as I thought about it, we're going to have a kind of a time capsule from year to year.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, too. So we can examine the different recipe.
Right.
So, which I always enjoyed their recipe is just fill it. Fill it with as much as you can. And,
Is the mash tun full yet? No, then add another sack.
Right. Add more. I
want to know what their water to grist ratio is. It's got to be like 2 quarts or something. Craziness.
And then at the end of the episode, we have another special gift out of Justin's cellar.
Yes.
That we dug out. That we'll tell you about a little bit later. So, in case any of you out there listening have not had the Long Island Black Friday, just hit pause, go get some, thank us later, and then come back and listen to it. But it is a fantastic, really dark Imperial Stout. It always has that beautiful black as night, crystal clear, nice dark tan head. And we were remarking that over the years, looking at the 3 of them, that the head has gradually gotten darker and darker.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing there's been a bit more roasted barley added each more year.
Yeah, definitely something like that. I mean, the other great thing about Black Friday is just the experience, like getting it from the brewery. For the last 2 years, I haven't been doing my casino trip, and I probably won't be doing that anymore. So I'll be getting to go to the morning and do the pickup. Before I was just a mule, and I would go pick it up and leave. But in the morning, they actually have pancakes made by
waffles.
Jesus Christ! I always say pancakes too. Yes, waffles. God damn it.
Waffles
made by for at least the last 2 years the Wizard family, Corinne, Barbara, and Wizard. Last year I didn't even know what was happening. I'm like, how did you get here? Time warp. So, and this year they even had some coffee cake made with
the
Black
Barbara
Friday.
made with the Black Friday.
Oh, that was badass corn coffee bread. Oh my god,
dude, you need to start drinking a little bit because your brain doesn't work.
I've eaten 2 pretzels today, so it's probably part of the problem.
Your brain's not lubricated properly. You have a hard time with the words.
So anyway, it's kind of an event you can go to, and last year it was pretty tame. This year, Mark actually went for the first time, and it was mobbed.
Yeah, I'm also going to blame the running club.
Yeah, the running club was like...
It was pretty busy, but it wasn't bad until the running club got back to the brewery.
Yeah.
Well, and then you couldn't even get... you stood at the bar for 20 minutes, right? And weren't able to get a drink.
Yeah, I don't think they, and to be fair to them, I don't think because it was so light the previous year, I don't think they anticipated the turnout. So, I mean, I don't think it was I think it was just, a victim of circumstance, essentially. Yeah. But it was, it was still a good time, and, the waffles, not pancakes, were very, very good, and the coffee cake was good, and they have candied bacon and ice cream to put on the waffles, and it was damn tasty.
I love it.
It's a hell of an experience. I highly recommend it. Just wait till I leave to show up so I can stay longer.
Dorothy was very happy with the waffles.
Yes, that's with Jake.
I would imagine so. As always, I work in retail and I'm forced to work on Black Friday. So, to hell with that. I love the head retention that we're getting on these. We poured these out a good 15 minutes ago.
And also, we have a regular tulip glass each, but we have two like kind of tasting plastic glasses that are renowned for destroying head.
Yeah,
like
and those are perfect.
Yeah, and they're amazing. When you judge beer, like a lot of times, if you notice that all the beers have some like not great head retention,
yeah,
it's
like
typically because of the plastic, but it's not at all.
This still has a solid 1/8 of an inch layer of head across the whole surface.
So what is it about the do we know what it is about the glass? Is it because like the
oil?
It's oil on the plastic.
Whatever process they use to release it from the mold, I'm imagining leaves some sort of residual like oil type substance.
I was going to say, would it be like microscopic kind of like inconsistencies in the surface that would activate it? Like that's always, when you create contact with the head, it always
that should honestly like that would provide a nucleation point, and that should like
get you more head.
You're right.
Okay, so my logic is just backwards on that one.
Yeah. I imagine it's something to do with that process, but either way, the glasses that are supposed to suck have a ridiculous head on there. So I'm going to say the head retention is pretty fantastic.
So we've been staring at these for a little bit, and I think it's time to start drinking them. So we're going to start with the 2016.
Yeah, I took a whiff of the 2016 on the aroma. I'm getting a lot of fruitiness. A tad, I would say, bordering on tart, but not quite tart, like not like sour. But it definitely, I'm getting a lot of an apple pear aroma on it with a good bit of not a good.
I
bit,
get
but
chocolate.
Some roast.
Yeah, I get chocolate.
Yeah, actually, chocolate's the way I put it. Yeah. But you also get the fruit, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely has a fruity aroma to it.
Well, I'm established well deep into my seasonal not being able to use my nostrils system, so my aroma comments will be nil today. I apologize, guys. But
definitely a firm roastiness on the finish.
Yeah, on the sip, there's a firm roastiness on the finish. It's very baker's chocolate, like a cacao type of finish.
Yeah, cocoa nib kind of finish. Yeah, it is.
It's very sharp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little muted today, but I think it's fantastic today. Like for me, maybe if I wasn't, it would be a little too sharp, but I really love it. It tastes almost like really dark, melted, really dark chocolate.
Yeah. I've actually gotten more into dark chocolate. I'm sure I've mentioned on the podcast before. Like when I think of chocolate, it's mostly milk chocolate. But honestly, I've tried to taste them more so I can have more descriptors when I judge beer, and I can get into it. You know what I mean?
If you start writing like it's about like an 80% on somebody's score sheet, I'm gonna smack you.
Actually, all kidding aside, I bought like a 90. An 80 and a 65% cacao chocolates, and I tasted them next to each other. Not so that I can actually write down to someone what percentage it might be, because I probably have to punch myself in the dick after I did that. But more so that I could give them an idea of whether like a very bitter chocolate versus vice versa. And also, I like to eat fucking chocolates. Face it, I'm fat. It wasn't all science.
It was a Dovco for science experiments. That's what it was. What do we have to do? Well, we should drink these beers for science.
Yeah, precisely. It's interesting because I don't remember. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I mean, 2016 is forever ago. But when we had 2016 last year, I don't remember it being quite as. I remember the aromatics being fruity, but I also remember the flavor being slightly fruity. The fruit aromatics don't come across at all.
I don't remember shit, honestly.
I only remember that about 2016 because it had been the one that was aged the longest.
Right.
And we were wondering about, was the aromatics and everything coming from an issue with the aging, or was it a weird bottle? What was it? But the fact that we're getting it in this one as well is, it must be consistent with what's occurring kind of across the board, I would imagine.
No, I think it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's smooth. I'm not getting too much of it. The head, it's just
the lacing on the glass is.
My glass has blinds.
Right.
Exactly. I think it's aged really well. I think it's managed to maintain its original flavor while still rounding out.
Yeah, and I
like that.
I think the age, what slight oxidative effects occur with what's sealed in, what gets in around the cap. I think that really contributes to the fruitiness that you're, like sherry or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly
really developing those notes. But it's definitely still pleasant to drink, and like the 2 years, it's just super smooth as far as like bitterness and across the palate, like really creamy, fine carbonation.
Yeah, it's still A1 beer, like still fantastic.
As it warms, I get more of the fruity tones, and like I said, I was going to say the same thing, like a sherry character, that I think plays really well with the sharp bitterness. It's kind of giving you that sweet, almost fruit, stone fruit up front, right. And then, it finishes with that.
It's definitely pleasant. Like it's good oxidation. It's not bad oxidation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, format's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be the same as it was for our previous Black Friday episode. We're gonna drink the older ones, and then we'll rate the latest version, and then we're gonna rank them in order of what we like, how we like them. So we're gonna forego rating this one because we've already done that. And we're gonna move on to the 2017.
Right. So this one was in the can.
Tall boy, tall boy, but a 16-ounce can.
Yeah.
On the aroma on this one, when I first opened, I got, I would say, chocolate coffee. It's dissipated a lot now.
Yeah, it's definitely not as aromatic as the 2016.
It wasn't to begin with either for me. But I got coffee and chocolate sort of, with more of the coffee leading originally. And the head is still like just killing it on this.
I think this one comes off as a little creamier feeling in the mouth than the 16. That might just be mucus in me, but like I'm gonna not to be gross, but that's gonna affect everything that I do today. So
I agree with you a little bit. I think that again, when a beer oxidizes, I think you're gonna the perception, at least from the sweetness, is me potentially losing a little body, but it could be a little bit more viscous than 16.
I don't know. I don't really perceive it that way. The bitterness in this is definitely still much more noticeable.
Yeah. I agree. It's definitely more forward with that.
It's more rounded. It's more rounded, though. It's not quite as sharp for me.
I'm not saying it's sharp, but it's definitely much more apparent. Like, the 2016 is aged so long and smoothed out so well that, there's definitely a bouncing bitterness in there, but like, it's not necessarily, that's hop bitterness to me. Whereas the 2017 still has some of that impression for me.
Yeah, this bitterness seems more like think hop bitterness than necessarily the roast. Like definitely the roast plays into it, but I'm getting more of a hop presence. Yeah,
right. Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Like, I can understand that. I'm seeing a lot of the similarities to it. It doesn't. I don't taste a huge difference in there. I'm surprised. I mean,
I don't get nearly as much fruitiness out of the 2017 as the 2016. Like this to me is more, it's definitely closer to like diner coffee.
Yeah.
Whereas
there is more of that coffee bite to it.
Yeah, the previous
slightly burnt coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, the previous year has much more fruitiness to it. I don't get much fruitiness out of last year's.
No, I mean maybe just a slight bit of yeast character, but like it's almost like I'm imagining it more than it's actually there.
Yeah, it's definitely not anywhere near as estery, volatile esters being thrown out of the beer as with the 2016. Still good.
Still very good. Still really delightful. And again, I've got a curtain wall around my side, around the glass as I'm moving around.
Look, this is the 2016. I mean, it's like a Rorschach test.
What do you see in the foam?
Oh, that reminds me. Like yesterday, we got like this insert. Yesterday, or maybe it was in today's paper. There was this insert from National Grid, and it's like, it says like, who's responsible to call when you smell gas, and like, there's this like silver patch that I guess was supposed to be like mirrored, and it's like, you are. because you're supposed to like hold it up and like see your reflection. But like the silver thing was like such shitty whatever it was supposed to be that like at best it was a Rorschach test. It reflected some color. Yeah, exactly. Like it reflected some color, but that was it. I'm like looking at it, like I'm trying to like make out my face, and it was
like a paint on mirror.
Yeah, it was like impossible. It was like I'm like, all right, I get what you're getting at here, but like the execution is just terrible.
I award you no points.
Right.
Yeah. There's sometimes that. Well, it sounded great on paper, and I'm sure the test one that they mocked up looked good because you actually probably used a chunk of glass. But
that screams to me like didn't want to pay a marketing company, so they had like a company campaign to figure out how they were going to tell people that. You know what I mean? Like the internal marketing department was like, we don't have to pay anybody for this.
No, we got this. We're good.
Yeah, doing work for them directly through my company, like it doesn't surprise me at all. But it's just like, oh my god, they can't even do this right either.
So, moving on to this latest year, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a tad bit more of an alcoholic note from this, more than anything. And this is probably after it's warmed. When it first poured, I remember getting a fairly decent dark chocolate aroma off of it.
It's definitely much less coffee than last year's.
Well, I can almost smell it. After blowing my nose 4 times, which I'm sure you heard terribly. I'm sorry, everybody. I can almost smell it.
We were just going to ignore it and let it sit in the background, and then it just, wasn't get emails.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But I really wanted to smell it because this is the New Year one, so I wanted to see what was going on here. And now I look like I'm doing lines of coke out of my glass. I'm like, what? Because I can only get one nostril clear.
Yeah, right. Air flows through one side only.
It's I don't know. What do you think, Mark? This is perplexing me a little.
It's definitely much more subdued roast character in this year.
I'm getting more. I agree with the roast character. But I'm getting more bitterness. Like not the sharp roast character, but like a hop presence.
I honestly perceive this as less than last year's.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely more of a lingering sensation on my palate from the hops than last year, but it's not as aggressive to me.
Yes, that's exactly right. It stays. And I think that's the part to me that I'm liking less than the previous years. Is it's just hanging out on my tongue.
Yeah, it lingers. It definitely
doesn't have that roast to clean it.
It definitely lingers longer, but it's not. It's. I still think it's less than last year's. Last year's is definitely still more like
the initial hit
resiny to me.
And this is a really good, at least for me, a really good illustration of how the components of the beer work together. Because on paper, if you tell me something's going to be sharper in bitterness, then I'm probably going to think I like it less. But in the case of 2017, the bitterness was sharper, but it had a malt roast character in the finish that sort of balanced that nicely and not necessarily washed it away, but at least gave it a good counterpoint. With this, my perception is the hot bitterness, some sweetness, and then the hot bitterness sort of outlasts the sweetness.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with that. I mean, at the same time, too, it's been in the can for a month at most.
No, I totally agree with you. That's why it'll be interesting to see what it does again in another year. I mean, I'm sure I'll have a can of it. I ration this shit out like it's cancer medicine. Like it's fucking unreal. I can't believe I didn't drink through all I did. I bought a 4-pack last year. Maybe I bought 6 of them.
Yeah, and
I think I drank two of the 2017s. One of them was on Thanksgiving.
Right.
This Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so like the current year is at 10.4 ABV, so it's not it's generally you're not going to open it up for yourself unless you've had a day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of those ones that you're going to share, or have a special occasion.
Yeah, with the smaller can, it's definitely gonna be a special occasion. I'll drink that whole bitch myself, but I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be like a Tuesday night. Like I'm into having a beer.
Yeah,
I mean, it could previous to me like being a responsible person. It could have been, but
I'm looking, and I don't see the ABV on last year's can.
Yeah, from what I remember, last year's can was sort of a quick, let's get this canned situation. So maybe it didn't make it on.
Nope.
I'm not sure.
Not present. You know what it is? It's in black ink. That's what it is. I wrote it black. And it's black on black. You know, it's there. It's just hard to read.
I don't see it on the 2016 bottle either.
Let me see the 2016 bottle again. Anyway, you know.
For the memories.
So yeah, you pulled the gold wrapping off and everything. You know, nobody got to see it.
You can take the plastic home if you want.
I will. I'm gonna keep that. I won't tell you how I'm gonna wear it, but I'm gonna wear that somewhere.
There you go.
It'll be in the festival of my pants.
Festapalooza. I really. This
So
one.
what you're saying is that you don't have much girth.
Oh no, I'm Norwegian, dude. Like it's like fucking. I thought I advertised that by walking around. Like, I don't know why you thought that might be even remotely be an insult. It's like, yeah, of course not. Oh man, Jesus, 2016 is just money. Yeah. Like the aroma of the 2016, I want an air freshener taste that smells like that.
There you go. For me, this one, it's not lacking, but it's not. I feel like it's not quite as good as the 16 and stuff. Like it's been hanging out. Mark's playing mad scientist over there.
Mark just became a mixologist.
There you go.
I forgot about that.
I feel like I don't know if their recipe, like we kind of joked about their recipe being, just load it up and go, and I don't know what the proportions have been, but I feel like my memories of this beer, because we drank it before 2016. We had it the few years prior to that also. I feel like my memory of those is much different than of this year's and 2017. Like I feel like there's been a big change of it. That somewhere it went from being a much softer, richer flavor to now a sharper flavor. And I'm not 100% a fan of that. I still think it's really fantastic, but I just feel like my memories of it are different.
I also think that, just like anything else, especially foods and all that, when you drank them, you probably weren't putting the level of thought process into cataloging what was happening. It was more like this experience is fucking awesome. Like this beer is great.
Yeah.
The beer is still great. And I do agree with you that it's been vastly different. I mean, I've only been drinking it since roughly 2015. Maybe I had a 2014 at some point. I know I had some of the 2014 batch that barrel aged, but I didn't come out till 2015. But I agree with you in that assessment. I think it's becoming sharper and sharper over time.
Right.
And it's still amazing. It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe they don't use as much caramel malt in the recipe as they used to.
Yeah. Either way, it's still fantastic.
You know what's pretty good too is the 3-year blend.
Your blend?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, you're going to have to pass that around.
I'm going to just send it right over to Justin because I don't feel like spreading the disease to you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it. My kids bring home enough illnesses.
Dirty fucking animals.
But I'll do it 2 years.
They won't share anything but disease.
Oh, man. This is killer.
All right, here's what you can do. You can pour out a little bit over there for me.
Yeah, that was interesting. When you mix them all together, you get it actually somehow magically becomes sweeter.
Yeah, there's definitely, and it rounds everything out a bit better too, I think.
That's funny.
I think the blend is really, really good idea. And I'm sure I say this every year with it, but put this on nitro.
Yeah, I think we all. I just want to know.
You know why? Because also,
I think they had it on nitro at the brewery on,
did they?
I don't remember. Friday.
Because when we poured it all together there and then poured it out, there was a bit more of the foam on there, and it got that creaminess. And I just think that that way, it would just be so mind-blowingly smooth and delicious. I'll start a rating for the 2018, and for me, 2018 is going to be a public. The little can, the 12-ounce can, well, it being as high ABV as it is, probably one would be enough. I would be able to go for the second one, absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, Justin?
I am going to also be a bomber. I kind of wish that I was a little disappointed when I saw the 12-ounce cans. Mostly because I like the idea of the 16-ounce can, because, again, for the idea of sharing, you can basically pour an 8-ounce pour for each of you. And then, you can talk about the beer a little bit. With the 12-ounce can, it's kind of like, all right, well, this is definitely a one-person thing for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's still fine. I mean, again, it's a high ABV beer. It makes perfect sense to put it in a 12-ounce can. It's not, there's no knocking against them. It's just more of a personal preference.
It's just our own personal gluttony.
Exactly.
I want more.
I mean, here's to be blunt. Like, that 2016 is not going to live. I'm not going to let it live.
No.
It's not happening. I'm not letting that get poured out.
No, it wouldn't get poured out.
Yeah, no, that can't.
It's going in the fridge for waffles.
Oh no! I almost feel like I don't. It needs to get drank as beer. It's too good for waffles.
Look, you need to actually leave in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's gonna get rough.
So
maybe waffles is a good idea.
Yeah. Especially because we're recording another one after this. So.
Well, yeah.
So how about your rating, Mark? What do you feel?
I'm with you guys on the bomber on it. Like 2 glasses, that's good.
Yeah, I think it's a really solid one. The tradition lives on of it being a really fantastic beer.
Yes.
And I'm glad that they are holding up to the standards of it.
Yeah, we will definitely be back next. I'll definitely be going back again next Black Friday to pick up more.
Yeah, you'll have to resume your muling duties.
Yes, I will.
It's always exciting, and if you can get your hands on any of the cans for this, or a bottle of it, or a bottle of an old 16, if you find one floating around,
you can find them. There are bottles of 16 right now at Belport Cold Beer and Soda.
There you go.
Yeah, Dave usually has like a couple of the past years.
So if you find one of those floating around, go grab it, and you'll be happy. You will be happy for that one. I believe I still have one bottle of the 16 sitting in my fridge. And
I do also.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Before you open that, so let's order these.
Okay.
We're gonna order the Black Fridays in the order that we like them.
I can't open this?
Go ahead, open it.
Open it. Let it breathe out a little bit.
Mark's opening the surprise, but we'll get to that in a minute.
For me, I'm gonna just. I think it's kind of a straight line. Like I think the order that we had them in is kind of the order that I like the most in. The 16's roundness really makes it the most outstanding to me. The 17 was a little bit better, and I think 18 is a little sharper than I enjoy as much as the other ones.
That'll be fun to taste again in a year to see honestly how much difference we get in the can, because in theory that sharpness should round
Right.
over a year. I agree with you. I like it goes 16, 17, 18 for me. It's pretty. It's pretty easy.
How about you, Mark?
I'm 16 is definitely my favorite, but I'm gonna put 2018 over 2017.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
And what was the deciding factor on that for you?
It's really the hot presence, with how aggressive or sharp the hot presence is in the 2017 still.
Yeah,
even though the 2018 lingers longer, I don't object to that as much. It's not as sharp. I don't know. It's that weird hop bite that I talk about that I don't like. Like, it's definitely present in the 2017, and I don't get it in the 2018.
I'm learning. I don't mind an upfront hop bite as much as I do a lingering hop, because to me, as I drink it, it keeps building on my palate, and it makes each successive sip less enjoyable to me over the course of drinking it. So that's why the 18 comes after the 17 for me.
No, I can get that, but the character in the 2017 to me right now, like on my palate, it's just like it's prickly and not as enjoyable.
No,
even though the 2018 lingers longer, it doesn't have that prickly aspect to it. So I prefer it.
All right, well, that's good. I'm glad there was at least one dissenting opinion.
Yeah.
So, one of the other things that, we love Black Friday. It comes out once a year. We talk about the whole ritual of it. Other people have a ritual for another beer, and it's nationwide, which is Bourbon County Stout. So I went and got some in 2016 when I first started getting into, hoarding beer. And I've since slowed down considerably because now I keg my homebrew, and it's like, Christ.
How much do I need?
Right, how much beer do I need? And also, honestly, it came from spending, $30 or $20 on a bottle of beer and having it be like kind of okay.
Yeah.
And that happens more often than it being mind blowing, especially when you drink as much beer as we do between judging and doing the podcast and everything else. So I figured it might be fun to compare something that's wholly different, to be honest. The Bourbon County Barrel Aged Stout, and this is a 2016, so this is 2 years aged. I have actually 13 bottles of 2017 that I got at Costco because they were $7 a bottle.
I've got at least one bottle in the fridge.
I think I gave you one.
You did, yeah. Well, you gave me two, I think.
I think I gave you a barley wine.
Yes.
And
I think I got the same.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
I drank one of them. I don't remember which.
I hope you didn't drink barley wine.
I don't remember.
No. Well, did you want to cut your tongue out because then it wasn't the barley wine? Because that barley wine, if you don't age it for 2 years, is pretty rough. Because I drank one of those and I was like, "Oh!" It gave me the willies.
I don't remember.
So
it's also a shame that we don't have a camera on each of our faces because that would have been great right there.
Just see.
I'll do it again for effect.
Yeah.
So
my memory of these, we've had this one a couple. We've had different years of this, but we've had this a couple times. My recollection of this beer is always that it's a little more boozy than I really want it to be. Mm-hmm. I like bourbon barrel stuff, but this one always seems to be a bit too boozy for me.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's mellowed a little bit.
As soon as I started pouring it, I got hit by the booziness.
Yeah. I've had years as old as I think 2014.
As old as time.
And I don't think it ever. I don't think it ever goes away. I think that
he didn't know where I was going.
I did know. I know the whole song actually.
Right. Hear Angela Lansbury's voice in your head.
Yeah. Now I do. It's very distracting.
She's saying dirty things to you.
Only, yeah. Well,
she wants you to get in there and make that noise again with her face.
And now I picture myself motorboating Angela Lansbury. Not effective for much. I don't think the booziness ever really goes away, and I think that part of the issue is as you age it, you get those sherry-like characters.
Right.
And I think that really, but especially when it comes to bourbon, really just it might not necessarily even be the bourbon anymore, but it just really enhances the bourbon flavor.
Yeah, I just took a sip. It is very cherry flavorful.
Black cherry. Yeah. It's black. It tastes like black cherry. It tastes like black cherry schnapps almost.
Yeah, it's like a liquor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that viscosity of almost like a liquor.
Yeah.
Or not quite cough syrup, but liquor, but tastes like black cherries, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I'm just in that point where everything's muffled enough that I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, even though
this won't be Daddy's cough syrup today. Sorry, ignore me. Don't worry about this.
The aroma is definitely boozy, but the flavor is definitely pleasant.
Yes,
it's not aggressively hot or anything of that sort.
Yeah,
but I think honestly, and again, my very very limited experience drinking them, I think that roughly 2 to 3 years is around the time, because when we've opened older ones at bottle shares or whatever else with the club, they've always tended to be a little bit more acetic. I know that you can actually see a video, maybe we'll link to it in the show notes. There's a video I think they put out last year where they drank 28 years of shit or something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They were one of them, especially one of the older ones, it was one of 2 or 3 bottles remaining in the world or something.
Wow.
And by the end the guys are rickety wrecked.
Oh yeah. Even if no matter what your sample size is, by the time you get to 28,
it's only I think a 40-minute long video, so it's not like they're and there's no edits from what I can tell. But from what the older ones, a lot of them are get acetic, but I think this is the wheelhouse for this, where you're still tasting the bourbon. I enjoy it, but one of the reasons I wanted to share it is because I want to have you guys have it with me. I like it a lot. But it's not something I can't imagine myself muling this. I wouldn't go out of my way to get this. I didn't buy 2018.
Right.
If I also don't have a Costco membership anymore. Otherwise, if I went to Costco,
I haven't seen it at Costco.
I didn't see it at
It would
Costco.
probably be in a couple weeks or so. That's when I got it. It was a little long after the release.
If I see it there, I'll...
Yeah, you can grab me a couple of them. That'd be great.
I was in there yesterday,
Yeah.
honestly, and like the beer end cap
Yeah,
wasn't even there. It was like,
really.
yeah, it was like fruit.
It's odd, but maybe they're not doing it anymore. Who knows? But I really
They did
like
have. I picked up the bottle and then I ended up putting it back because, like you said before, like the homebrew and everything else.
this. Yeah.
They had what is it, Founder's Old Timer.
Oh,
Bottles.
it's supposed to be pretty good. I haven't had that. Long.
Yeah, and like I picked it up and I was gonna buy it and I was like,
Well, how much was it? Like $8?
yeah, it was like $8.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't have been able to put that down. That's the best part about Costco. The $8 beer is like, it's like these bourbon counties. They were like $7.
Yeah, like
That's why I'm like, I can't not buy like 10 of them. And the cool part is, what I want to do is drink one, make notes, and then every year have the 2017 for like 10 years and see what happens to a beer over 10 years.
No, I think that's a really great idea.
Just make it would be an interesting, and I age it in the fridge, so it'll be interesting to see how that works and everything. And I also have a couple of barley wines, and I have a coffee stout that someone gave me that was nice enough to give me that.
No, this I really enjoy. I'm really enjoying this one. And I'm getting a little bit of the boozy warmth.
Yeah, it definitely.
But it's just enough that it makes it pleasing. Black cherry schnapps just keeps popping back into my head. Almost, if you've ever had like a Black Forest cake,
Yeah.
like it's kind of like that someone decided to hit with a bunch of booze.
Yes. This is one of the few
the
beers.
Christmas edition,
Yeah, exactly. Which
brandy and everything. Soak it in brandy. Base the cake with brandy. More brandy.
as I mentioned in a I think the last time we recorded, I've been cranking my way through the Great British Baking Show on on Netflix, and
They booze up.
and what I've
everything.
learned is that if you add brandy to it, the judges like it more. If you add booze to it, the judges like it more.
That reminds me of the episode of Futurama where Bender decides he's going to become a cook and he ends up on Iron Chef.
No, I don't remember that.
And
Fucking amazing. I love that episode.
and the professor gives him like a secret ingredient to like make everything shine, because like the whole episode was about how like he can't make anything and it's terrible. But the professor gives him like the secret ingredient and he puts it on everything and like all the judges love it. And he was like, "Oh, so what was in that vial?" And the professor's like, "Nothing but pure unadulterated water with diluted with LSD."
Oh man, that, you know what? As awesome as Simpsons is, and like, I feel like Futurama is just like, it hit the goal. It hit the gold mine. Like they.
Oh yeah.
It was a perfect home run because they were just as creative and able to be even a little more wacky than The Simpsons, and now like Disenchanted or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like
I haven't watched it.
it seems
Don't
like it's
bother.
trying. It seems like it's trying a little too hard. But like Futurama is like just the right swing.
Yeah.
It is. It's so enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoy Futurama more than The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Almost always. I mean, The Simpsons always have nostalgia on its side.
Right.
So now obviously, it's impossible to compare Black Friday and this. They're different animals.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in general, like, I'd say for like a daily drinker, even though Black Friday, again, you're rolling 10%, I think Black Friday is more of a daily drinker than this. This is definitely like full-blown special occasion. Although I will say, I think the bottle size is perfect. Like, if this came in a full bomber, like, people would die.
Yeah. No, I think the bottle size is right, and this is just meant. This is exactly to be how this beer should be enjoyed. Just share it with people around the holiday time. You've got friends, pour it all out. Everybody can enjoy it. It's a little bit stronger than you normally would have. I think it'd be a great, digestivo, and just hang out with it.
I think I'm going to buzz up one of these bottles on Christmas Day with, like, my uncle.
There you go.
And my cousins and everybody, and just give everybody a little sip. That's my father's going to be like, woo!
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, if you're not into drinking beers like this, more than like a 2-ounce pour is going to be like, oh my god, I can't drink all that. It's just going to go to waste. But like, you'll work your way through 2 or 3 sips. You can get through a 2-3 ounce pour and be like, you know what? That was really cool. That was enjoyable. I like that.
Now here's a question.
I bet it'd be really good on some ice cream.
Probably. I'd feel bad pouring on ice cream though.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
It's
I just
Christmas.
would. Yeah.
So ice cream on everything. Booze and ice cream on everything.
Here's the question. So obviously, none of us are really ever going to wait in line for a beer. It's probably not going to happen.
No.
Pretty much ever.
Never.
However, if you had to wait on a line, if you had to, would it be this or Black Friday?
Black Friday.
Now, is that just purely out of nostalgia, or is that you genuinely would want more Black Friday more than this?
I generally like Black Friday more. Like, a bourbon barrel beer is good once in a while, but
Like I said, it's more. You could drink it pretty much any day.
Yeah, like I'm not a liquor person at all. Like, people give me bottles of liquor and then I never drink them.
Yes, welcome to my planet.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, you're pretty big on tequila for a while there.
I will drink tequila, but it's not. I won't. I'm fucking almost 40. Like, I can't be like pounding tequila at any point. You know what I mean? I don't drink tequila on the rocks.
I don't know. I
like think about it. I do shots of tequila and I like them. I think it tastes good. Like, I'm not just doing it to get hammered, but that's the result. So I can't.
No, I know, but
never
like
have an opportunity to do that anymore.
Yeah,
but that's my point. Like, I've never been like, oh, you know, like, I'll have some liquor tonight.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
But you're not a like. You could
except for the dozen or so White Russians you polish off every fucking.
Well, like, if I'm at a wedding and my options are Bud Light, or Heineken, that's why, like, I didn't even tell you guys that yet. Like, my company Christmas party was at City Field.
I saw that.
And my beer options were Bud Light, Stella, or Goose Island IPA. Can you guess what I drank all night?
Goose Island IPA.
That is correct.
Yeah. I don't know. I will drink Stella. I can get behind drinking Stella.
I would have out of that group. I probably would have had a Goose Island IPA just to check it out, and then I would have had Stella.
The most boggling thing to me, though, like,
McKellar was 20 feet away and he couldn't go.
No, like, it was coming out of cans, and like the Stella out of the can still smelled like it was skunked. I was like, what?
That's weird.
No, I've never had a skunk Stella, ever.
That's not been a problem for me.
Yeah,
that's sort of like a secondary. So I almost had one.
I know it's a green bottle, but yeah, that one seems to be okay.
I didn't drink it, but like other people were ordering it, and I smelled skunk, and I was like,
"You sure that wasn't the Heineken that was overwhelming the room?"
No, everything was out of a can.
You sure it wasn't Susie?
Everything was out of a can.
You sure it wasn't Susie from Accounting's perfume?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, just for the record, throwing this out there. There's, as far as I'm aware, there's no actual Susie. We're using a fake name for someone that doesn't even exist.
Not that I'm aware.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Susie can be anyone and everyone. You know, everybody has a Susie in there.
Everyone does.
I had my 5 cheese macaroni and cheese with like truffle oil or whatever, and my Shake Shack burger.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Shake Shack always is just.
I've never had it.
It's just disappointing.
It's okay. Like, Five Guys is definitely my preference, but
see, that's a whole big internet fight though. There's a big. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah.
But there's a huge fight between In-N-Out, Five Guys, and Shake Shack. Like, which one's better and which one do you prefer? It's like an internet assault on people.
Yeah, I will wade into this because I'm a retard.
I will as well because I'm fat.
Yeah, in that sense.
I've had all of them.
Yeah,
I've never had In-N-Out.
I've had In-N-Out. I've had Shake Shack. I've had Five Guys. To me, In-N-Out and Shake Shack really just come off as like they're better than than McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that.
Oh, fuck those things.
But they're better than that. But like they basically taste like the burger that you could make at a barbecue. Like if you just took a frozen patty and made it at a barbecue and had it right then, like that's kind of the burger that you would get. Five Guys to me tastes so much better. I don't know if it's just like the nice thick layer of grease that they have on everything, which it probably is, but Five Guys wins the day over it. Like the other ones are just not that great. They're for the price that they are and the amount of hype that they get, they should be way better.
And that's the other thing too. I don't remember what the hell they call it at Shake Shack, but they have like their spicy burger.
Yeah.
Which I got the first time I went there after it opened in Melville, and I was like, "Where's the heat? Like, this is disappointing."
You also pay $8.
Yeah, like No, well, I mean, it was more than that. Like,
Yeah.
I paid a premium for this shit, and it's
Yeah.
really not that good.
To me, Shake Shack is at the bottom rung of that ladder.
It's like,
It's not that it's bad.
good.
It's not
Frozen or right of French fries. I could have bought these at Pathmark.
It's not that it's bad. It's halfway decent.
We closed for 2 years.
Wow, I was just saying, yeah, you just like.
Yeah, I don't know why I pulled Pathmark. But.
I have no idea either. Yeah, they're better than the Expos. So we In-N-Out animal style is the shit. Like like I
Are
think
there pickles?
What's that?
Are there pickles?
Of course they're pickles.
Then no, that's not the shit. Pickles on hamburger are a crime.
I'm sure
War
I've said this
crime.
100 times. You pickle fucking everything. Like I'm pretty sure that you have clothing that's been pickled, and you
Pickled cucumbers on a hamburger are
delicious.
not good.
No, you're wrong.
No, like
You're wrong.
No,
You're definitely wrong.
I don't care.
outnumbered.
You're wrong.
Here's
You're wrong
the
on
thing.
this one.
You they're just like many things. I don't like dill pickles. Like full dill pickles. I don't like them. I don't prefer them. Like I don't want that. I want more of a sour or more of a heat. Like there's so many ways to pickle a cucumber that there has to be a pickled cucumber that you will eat and like. Straight up like Clausen out of the like jar. If you don't like that, I get it.
You know what pickles I like? The ones that serve at Jackson Hole.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
They're
Probably too fancy of a place for me.
No, it's definitely not fancy.
It's
definitely
it's like a
not
hole in the wall.
Okay. Well, I've never been there either way.
Okay. So I think that we've come full circle. Now we're talking about food. Yeah, I
Yes.
think I'm starving. I don't know if anybody else.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm gonna die. So especially with all this going on, the sentiment of the year is it's the new year,
Right.
and there are new hops apparently.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure we were going to bring that up this episode or go to the wait for New Year.
We may as well talk about it
Yeah.
now.
So on one of the mailing lists that I'm a part of, I got some info about some new hops that are coming out that came out this year. And just in case you were wondering, on the 2018 hop harvest, in case you were wondering, these numbers are from Reuters, and it's actually down 1,000 tons this year.
Yeah, I heard that number one, the harvest was not nearly as good this year, and on top of for environmental reasons or climate reasons, and on top of that, the overall like a lot of people were buying from New Zealand.
Yeah. So anyway, one of the new ones is called the Sabro hop.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a creation from the hop breeding company, and it has flavors of complex citrus, fruity flavors including tangerine, coconut, tropical fruit, and peach with hints of cedar, mint, and cream. So,
Love that. It's fucking like hold on. This is something that bothers me whenever I go to buy hops, because I'd like to get a little more into adding some later additions into hops, especially with how much I like my chopped beer that had late additions.
right.
So the hop flavor is something I'm interested in experimenting with, especially in some styles that maybe you wouldn't normally do it with. I have an issue with the descriptors. Like, a lot of those descriptors contradict each other.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it sounds like to me they had 10 people taste it, and 10 people were like, I'm fucking confused. It might taste like this.
Well, I think when you get to the specifics, when they try to list exact things, that's when you start to lose it. I think if you just said, you know what, complex citrus and fruity flavors and left it at that, like, I think that would be a fair descriptor. But when you really...
And cedar.
Yeah, like exactly.
And mud.
Who's like, oh, you know what this tastes like? Cedar.
Right, yeah. You know what I did? I was gnawing on some siding the other day, and shit, this is just like that.
I was licking the inside of my cedar closet. I don't know what else.
Yeah, this fucking...
It reminds me of Northern Brewer hops.
Humidor, like...
It's like Northern Brewer hops. Woody. Who, like, I get it, like, that...
Yeah, but at least that's the only descriptor that anyone ever gives of it.
I know, but at the same time, like, who... Like, I don't understand who was like, Woody, yeah, let's use that one.
It does work well as steam beer, though. Isn't Anchor Steam, isn't that straight up in the Northern Brewer?
I'm not sure if it's the steam beer, but yeah.
Northern Brewer, like, the Anchor Steam beer is like one hop that's similar. It's something it has a very specific descriptor.
It's not a good hop, though, like, and, like, everybody's like... No.
All right, so what's hop number 2?
Well, I was just going to say, the last part about...
I've heard good things from Sabro, by the way.
The last part of the thing about Sabro that I think was interesting was that it's developed out of hops that are indigenous to the American Southwest.
Oh, yeah, the Neo Mexicanos varieties.
Which, to me, I think is really interesting because the Southwest is probably the last place that I think of when it comes to hop growing regions.
Yeah. Hey, where it has no humidity.
Yeah, no humidity, no moisture. Like when I picture hop growing regions, I picture mountain valleys that are lush and green, and not austere deserts of the Southwest. So I think that was interesting. The second one that they have is also from the HBC, the Hop Brewing Collective or whatever. Breeding Company, sorry. And it's called Laurel. Loral.
Yeah, we actually use that this year.
And it has been described as super noble, referring to its range of characteristics, both noble in nature, peppery, herbal, and floral, and a juicy lemon citrus notes. So they continue on, but it's a crossing of glacier hops and with a nugget subtype. So that one I'm really intrigued by.
I use that.
You guys ever use this one?
I use it in a triple. It was actually in the original triple that I made last year, but it was under an experimental name. Okay. I got it.
So does that peppery lemon citrus really come forward?
Yeah, it was. I think it was one of the biggest things missing from the triple that I made this year was that hop.
To me, that sounds really delicious, and I think like that in almost like a Weiss beer kind of situation, I think would create a really cool flavor profile.
That could be interesting with wheat.
You know, where you get a little bit of sweet from that wheat, but then you also get some more pepper notes to it. I think that would be an interesting combination. And when I saw that, that's what immediately popped into my head, and I was like, I kind of want that. I wonder if I can get one of the guys to make something like that.
Not a bad idea.
I think I could. And the last one, I think Bark would be really intrigued, is the lemon drop.
Oh, yeah.
I have some of that in the freezer over there.
Do you really?
Yeah. It's from last year's competition.
There you go. A pleasant, piquant lemon citrus character with a similar aroma to boot.
Or actually, maybe I gave them to somebody and they were like, oh, yeah. Did I give you all of it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, He's like, oh, are you sure? You know, I'm like, I'm never going to use these. Take them. Whoever it was.
Yeah. But some of the notes continue and say that it's not designed to blow the doors down in super high alpha fashion, but
no, it's really really low alpha. Like it's like 2.5 or something like that.
So when I heard about that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I could convince one of you guys to actually give that one a try. But they said it's a cross between Cascade and Sentinel, and so a female Cascade and an unnamed male, known USDA 1909.
Yeah, right.
Unknown male. Yeah. It's probably Antonio Cromartie.
Why not? He has like 400 on right?
A lot of hop varieties are like that. Like
I have lemon drop. He's 3.
It's like open air pollination, father unknown.
Like a hop gang bag.
Hop gang.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's called what they call it when you just take all the little bits of hops left in your freezer and you just go like, these are all going in there. There you go. That's your new one. Next time you got to clean out all your spare little hops, just call it Hop Gangbang instead of
That's going to be a good name. That's probably definitely Brewers Association approved, right? That name.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I saw that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess
it's not misogynistic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like
it's equal opportunity.
I guess it depends on how you feel about gangbangs. Like, are those derisive to women?
That needs to be the social media right there. Just Mark saying those words. Like, it depends on how you feel. All right.
No, I saw that and I thought that would be interesting to bring up. I was surprised that you guys had brewed with 2 of the 3 already.
Yeah, a lot of the times, again, we won that like
the magic bond, right.
And there was a bunch that were experimental, and one of them ended up being floral. And I'm glad they kept it because I really did enjoy it. It was, I mean, when I opened the package, I can remember saying, "Oh man, this is exactly how it was described," which doesn't happen often for me with hops.
Right.
Again, going back to the cedar situation.
Yeah. I think the last thing hop-wise that I wanted to talk about was, Mark, you can share your opinions on this one too, is my wife got me an awesome gift of a beer advent calendar.
All right.
Of 24 beers, all imported German beers that I've been trying to post on social media as consistently as I can, but there was a couple days where I couldn't get to it, or if I drank those, I would have just been unconscious for the next day and a half.
It's all right.
But, the use of noble hops in a lot of those is really present. and so I've been enjoying them.
No, I've been enjoying them for the most part too. I even texted Justin the other day with the Munich Dunkel, the pub winner.
Yeah,
beer.
I really enjoyed.
Like,
that
I texted Justin, I'm like, Munich Dunkel is everything Scottish Ale wishes it could be.
There you go. I will say that one, the pub litter, was really delicious. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah, that was really good. The Rausch beer was also excellent.
I did not get a chance to open up the Rausch beer yet. I still have that one.
Frank was like all about that one.
The Rausch beer?
Yeah. President LIBM. Yeah, he was all about it.
Yeah, I like it. It's been a bunch of 16-ounce cans, so it's nice that you get to really dig into it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been enjoying it.
I'm jealous, and I wanted to get one, but it was kind of one of those things that was back of my mind. Like, I'm sure the beer's okay, but seeing the like clearly classic styles and classic
I've
coming out of it, it looks awesome.
I've been pleasantly surprised with like how good they've all been.
It's a super well spent $30.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
like there's been like $2 beers maybe so far where it was like, it's all right.
Yeah. They weren't even dump them though, right?
No, I still finished the can.
I mean, I ran into, I guess, where like there was like a 3-day stretch in a row where I got Pilsner.
That's frustrating.
And I was like, all right, I didn't really want that the same, and just because it's not my favorite style.
Yeah.
But then like I got the Zwickel beer.
Yeah, the Zwickel
that I posted, and I was like, this is what I want beer to be all the time.
Is that a style?
Yes.
Zwickel beer?
I don't know if it's a BJCP style.
Oh, no. Whether BJCP or not, is there a difference between... Is that essentially a Polish Pilsner? Is that the idea?
I believe so.
It'd be fun to make one of those to
what
find out what makes it different than, say, a Bohemian Pilsner or a German Pilsner.
Okay, so what I read about the Zwickel beer, which was just a quick like Wikipedia read, was it's related to what's called a Keller beer.
Oh.
All right.
But Keller beer is not... Keller beer isn't really a distinct style. It's just young beer.
Right, exactly. But that's kind of the thing. It's not a really long... It's not lagered a long time. It's not as clear as some of the other ones, so everything hasn't dropped out yet.
Yeah.
But also, it was darker. It wasn't like bright gold Pilsner color. It's more of an amber color. So to me, that tells me it has a little bit more malt. The malt is a little bit more malted caramel hops in there, a little bit more.
Yeah,
I'm not using the right word there, but
I know what you're getting.
The flavor is a little bit more present, but and I've talked about this with some other beers. It's almost like the difference between like white bread and wheat bread.
Right.
You know, so it almost comes off like a wheat bread flavor, and not that there's any wheat in it, but that amount of toastiness and darkness to it. I think it's still a log, but it still tastes like a nice, light, clean lager.
To a certain extent, like some of that too is also still yeast in suspension. That flavor.
Exactly, and I really I liked that a lot, and I was just really behind. I really got behind that. I was very sad when that can got empty.
I did a quick search, and the third thing says Zwickel beer, a Vienna homebrew beer recipe, and oddly enough, it's from Bruto that's dying, but that makes sense because it's a sort of a Vienna, more of a Vienna, like a young Vienna lager, essentially.
Right.
Seems to be the description that's happening.
For Zwickel?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Keller beer just means like cellar beer, and it's like any young beer. Like it can be light, it can be dark.
Yeah.
So either way, which Vienna lager style that I really enjoyed too. So that makes sense of why I enjoyed it so much. But yeah, there's still a couple more. We're recording this on the, the 16th? 16th, so
you got 9 more.
I still got a bunch more, and I've got like 4 in there that I didn't get a chance to open yet. So
here's a question, because I've run into this with my son's chocolate advent calendar.
Yeah.
Are the numbers out of order? Do you have to fucking... What the fuck is with that? Just put them in order. God damn it. He's trying to go to bed.
I will say, I've seen some that are in order, and I've seen some that aren't in order.
God damn it.
Like, I thought that was generally, like, part of the thing. Like, oh, you gotta find the right one.
But he can't fucking read. Like, he can't find... I have to. And now I'm like, God damn it, where's 12? Where's 12?
You know what we do if Dorothy doesn't know? Like, we write the number down on a piece of paper, and we tell her it looks like this, and then we have her find it, and then that's how she learns what 12 is.
Yeah, that's great. I'm not doing that at, like, 7:30 at night when I'm trying to throw my son into bed. You clearly have more time than I do.
My biggest complaint is that there's a really nice scene picture on the front of the box.
Okay.
And it's not always easy to read where the numbers are because they're also in white.
Yeah, right.
That's bullshit too.
And it's a Christmas seed,
Yeah.
so it's a little hard to find where the number is.
But also, like, the numbers aren't consistently in the same location on the square either, though.
On ours, it is. It's always in the bottom left corner.
All right, maybe I just hadn't noticed because it's laying down flat, sideways.
Underneath an instant pot.
Yeah, right. Underneath a bunch of other shit that I have to move around when I'm trying to find the number.
Yes, but it is in the bottom left corner of the tab.
That's cool though. I want to get one next year, and next year would be fun for us to sort of over text go like, "What do you guys give it?" and then make a post. We'll try to make that happen a year from now when we forget.
Make note of us. Remind us in a couple months when we're getting geared up for this.
Well, so I don't have anything left in my glass, and I'm fighting pouring more because, like Mark said, I do have to leave here at some point. But I want to cheers to the new year. It's been another fun calendar year.
I've got a thimble left in there.
Yeah, me too. Another calendar year of doing podcasts, and I want to thank everybody who listened, and especially anybody who's given us beer for this. Yes, Jack, especially. Absolutely. And Greg, who hopefully we'll have on at some point.
Yeah, and special shout out to Greg. You couldn't release early for Thanksgiving. Well, shut the hell up. You got a bonus episode.
Yeah, here's your bonus episode, bitch. You're off. Brew a beer, and then
and complain about how cold it is outside because you're not electric.
Why didn't you do another barley wine when it's 5 degrees outside and it's fucking snowing sideways? Let's do that. I'll be brewing in my basement, motherfucker.
Well. On that note, we'll leave Greg out in the cold.
Yeah,
and hopefully everybody else is home with a great beer and family and friends. So cheers, everybody!
Cheers and Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
If you enjoyed Beertastic Voyage, please be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and don't forget to review and rate us. The guys can be found online at www.beertasticvoyage.com. On Facebook at www.facebook.com/beertasticvoyage, and Twitter and Instagram at Beertastic Show, or send them a good old-fashioned email at beertasticvoyage@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers for local beers.